Good evening, everybody. This is Hell's Unicorn once again. I received a email from a friend pertaining to a recent article on the Daily Paul, and this actually linked me to Breitbart's Big Government website. Not a particularly big fan of this site, but occasionally they cover some stuff I find interesting. This has to do with a recent gun purchase made by an individual named Mark E. Kelly, who is married to famed Congresswoman and gun victim, or shooting victim, I should say, Gabby Gifford. The article reads as follows. Mark E. Kelly, gun control proponent and husband of former Congresswoman Gabby Gifford, recently purchased an AR-15, an assault weapon he called it. He's incorrect about that, but continuing. Which he now says he intended as an illustration of the need for more stringent gun laws. Kelly reportedly bought the AR-15 and a 1911 style semi-automatic pistol at a gun store in Tucson, Arizona. Breitbart News received a tip regarding this. I'm going to skip over some of this jargon here, but anyway. Kelly announced on his Facebook page that he was not going to keep the AR-15, which he has yet to pick up from the store. Days after making the purchases, Kelly wrote on Facebook, "I just had a background check a few days ago when I went to my local gun store to buy a .45. As I was leaving, I noticed a used AR-15, AR-15, bought that too. Even to buy an assault weapon, the background check only takes a matter of minutes. I don't have possession of it yet, but I'll be turning it into the Tucson PD when I do." It's not in your possession, but you say the background check takes only a matter of minutes. And the reason why this happened is because, my friend, you don't have a criminal history. But anyway, continuing. Later on in the article, in February, Kelly told Fox News Sunday's Chris Wallace that lawmakers need to address assault weapons. He said the purpose of an assault weapon is to kill a lot of people very quickly, and he lamented that such products were too readily available. Too readily available to whom? To people or just certain kinds of people? But to finish off this article, and I have skipped around a little bit, Kelly has not commented on whether he will also return the .45 caliber semi-automatic pistol he purchased. My thoughts on this are as follows. Essentially, Mr. Kelly wants to criminalize a behavior that he has just engaged in. This is classic do as I say, not as I do crap, and put a little or else at the end of it. Mr. Kelly, in my opinion, is a complete hypocrite. He is breaking a future law that he hopes will be passed, and quite frankly, I think he ought to be ashamed of himself. I find it utterly astounding that these people think that everybody else who is not in a position of government or an officer thereof is somehow beneath them and thus subject to different laws than they are. If it's immoral behavior, Mr. Kelly, you shouldn't be doing it either. That's my say on the matter. With prudence to myself and benevolence to all of you, good evening.